No music today. This is serious. Hello, and welcome to episode 10.
You invited to the house. You gotta come by yourself though. You invited to the house. You gotta come by yourself though.
I think that college is a very good experience for young adults to, try to figure out who you are because that's important. Knowing who you are is important, and I will forever keep saying that. It's good to know who you are because it saves you from a lot of stuff. A lot of people get in situations because they do not know who they are. When you know what you like, what you don't like, what you need, what you can avoid, it makes for a easier, smoother life. I thought it would be great if we talk about mental health for the 10th episode. Yes. Because I think the topic of mental health is kind of one that's glazed over. A lot of people refer to mental health as something that is strictly based on your circumstances or, things that you can see. Like I say all the time, the physical. And it's like, no, obviously mental health is mental, but a lot of people rely on what they can see or how they act or how the person who's experiencing those things acts. But mental means the mind, obviously. I'm not saying y'all stupid. I know y'all probably know that. But we're talking about the mind. And with mental health comes a lot of the time the need to express how you're feeling in your mind outwardly. I'm 6'7" on that. I don't know. A part of me is like, I feel like it's good for you to express yourself in any way, shape, or form you see fit, as long as you're doing it safely and you're not hurting anybody and you're respecting yourself and other people. I see nothing wrong with that. However, there are times where it's like people's perceptions of you do change because when they see that you express your emotions outwardly, they take that as a sign that you can't handle them. And with spring semester coming in and winter, you know how everybody's like, oh, winter depression or whatever. I think it's important that we talk about mental health because, baby, no. No. Spring semester is supposed to be the semester everybody's getting their life together. Everybody's trying to figure out what they're going to do, get everything together. And another layer that you do not want added onto that is added on stress. You're stressed out because you're stuck in your thoughts, you're stuck in your mind. No. So let's talk about it. Yes, let's talk about mental health. Okay. I want to start off by saying that everybody has gone through some sort of trauma to them. Everybody has their own perception of trauma. And because of that, nobody can say that anybody's trauma is greater than the others. Obviously, there are comparisons that can be made or, differences that can be, pointed out because it's like obviously some things are considered bigger than others. However, what I realize is that when you try to compare your situation to somebody else, it you're don't do that. Like, it doesn't matter how small you think somebody else's problem is or how big you think their problem is. It's not your place to try to tell them how they should feel about it or deal with it or grieve it. One thing that I have genuinely learned from having conversations with people is that a lot of the time people just want to be heard. You don't understand how much of a weight gets lifted off your shoulder when you have when you have your opinion heard. A lot of people prefer to just ignore shit. One thing about me, I can't ignore the verdict. I'm not ignoring the verdict. I want to say it with your chest. Chin up, chest out. I don't like beating around the bush. I don't like none of that. It's not for me. And even with that, obviously there, like I said, mental health is a mental thing. You don't have to always display that to the physical. However, I do feel like some of your thoughts need to be said out loud a little bit. You do need to say some stuff out loud a little bit because a lot of the times I be expecting people to be like, okay, well, like, I feel like I shouldn't really have to say this, but you do. Like, because people cannot read your mind. And it's important that people understand that you have thoughts because a lot of the people can think that you're just willy-nilly. And as we step into this new semester, I want everybody to really focus on that. I think it's important that everybody gets into their mind palace and start thinking, using their brains. If you are doing work, you trying to get that work done. If you're one of those people where your mental don't phase you, you eat that. Shout out to you. But if you're not, let me tell you this. You are going to be fine. You're going to be fine. I just want to tell you this right now. I think the best thing that I have learned from any situation that I have ever been in is that you have to make sure you tell yourself that it is going to be fine. Whatever you're stressing about, whatever you're thinking about, if you can solve it now, solve it now. If you can't solve it now, save it for later, but let it go for now. That's what I'm going to say. Let it go, save it for later. It's important that a lot of people realize that because, baby, do it like it's your B-day. No, seriously. Like, I be so wrapped up in my thoughts sometimes that I'll be having whole conversations with people, and then I'm like, wait, what did I even just talk about? And I think that is something that is just so, that's why mental health is so important. You can be living your entire life not even realizing you're living your life because you're so stuck in your head. Y'all gotta stop living in your head. Like, I know that nobody wants to face their thoughts. That's cool. That's, do it like it's your B-day. Like I said, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. But I feel like you operate a lot better when you actually deal with things rather than just ignore them. Regardless of, if you only have a certain amount of time to deal with that, I'm not gonna lie, you chop it up really, really quick. Sometimes you have to process your emotions fast because it's just like, okay, at a certain point, we got stuff to do. We got stuff to do. And you cannot just be chopped up in your head or, trying to do things to get yourself out of your head. And that is a big lesson. That is a very, 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 very big lesson. When you move intentionally, move with intention. If you're not doing something that is benefiting not only you now but you in the future, don't do it. Don't. I'm Obviously there's some things that you should do for the plot. I'm a firm believer in live in the present, plan for the future. You could have a ball right now as long as you're thinking about what you got going on, being intentional while still enjoying your life, because at the end of the day we are human. We're here to make mistakes. We're here to make memories. We're here to have experiences. The point of being alive is to experience things in entirety, all your feelings, all your emotions. I know I sound so sappy, like but it's genuinely true. It's important that you experience every single thing, because there are people walking out here who genuinely they feel stuff but they don't feel nothing, and that's scary. That's a little scary. And I can say this as somebody who, like I said, has been there. We have all been there where we have just been a little too like, you okay, you a little too, but there's nothing wrong with that either, because you built up a sense of armor. I feel like I'm 6'7", like I say, I'm 6'7" about a lot of shit. I genuinely have a very good hold on. So unfortunately, the mics are toast because I left the adapter part that's supposed to go into my iPad home, and I don't even know if I left it home. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just know that I don't know where it is, and I looked in one place and I didn't find it. So I'm gonna assume it's missing, and we'll just end up getting a new one if we need to. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. We're gonna be good. But as of right now, we are just gonna talk in this space. Excuse the background noise. I know that it sounds like staticky or I don't know, just noisy. There's nothing I can really do about that except tell you to, I'm sorry, my bad. Like, there's nothing really I can do about that. But hello and welcome to episode 10. I don't know what I'm gonna name this episode. Like, it's the 10th episode. I did the tortoise in the hair. I did maybe I do smoke too much weed. I did the tortoise in the hair / 6 7 7 8 9. That shit funny. Okay, no, for real. 777. Did not name that episode that. What the fuck was episode 6? Episode 6 was, I think that was the episode with my sister. That was, no, episode 9 was the episode with my sister. Damn, what was episode 6? Bro, my phone right here. Let's look. Let's take a little sneak peek. All right. So, oh, and thank you for 90 subscribers. All I need is 10 more and then I'll have 100. I really want to have 100 because then I could be like, I have 100 subscribers. So talk to me nice. No, no, I'm playing. Okay, so we got welcome to my YouTube channel. That was episode 1, but it was actually titled Start Messy, Just Start. That's so okay. Then we got Perception is Projection, episode 2. Episode 3, Father Stretch My Hands. Episode 4, Forever Humble. Episode 5, Dropping Gems. Episode 6 was just called episode 6. So I know ball. Episode 7, 777. Episode 8 and episode 67/8 dot 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 9. Okay, y'all. So we're back. And it is episode 10. And I guess I'm gonna name this episode We're Back. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna name it. We're back. Cause technically we took a little break. Like, y'all, the last time I actually recorded a video, I was in Miami. So technically it was a time jump. However, I'm just really good with this content shit. So it's kind of like I never left. But technically, I'm back. Yes. That's what we're going to name this episode. I'm back. So, hello. What's up? It is 2026. Genuinely. It is January 11th, 2026. So it is 111. Yes. Alignment. I love numerology, I love astrology, I love all of that. I think it's very important that you know a lot about the world around you because everything is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Like, everything is an opportunity to learn something more. I really wish the mics was on because I feel like I'm spitting. Like, but it's okay. Y'all could still feel me when I'm talking like this. I can hear it, so I know y'all hear it. But anyway, I feel like everything that happens is an opportunity for you to grow and learn. The biggest lesson that I knew I was going to have to learn in college was to learn to adjust quickly. It's going to be a constant state of me learning to adjust. You know, I'm in a new environment, a new place with new people I've never met before, place I've never been before, and I'm meeting new personalities of people who are all from different places who are coming to one place for one similar goal, and that's to just figure out what's next. You get what I mean? I think a lot of college is figuring out what's next. And well, I kind of already knew. But I came here because I'm just like, I've always wanted to go to college. College has always been a big part of my life because my parents never went. My parents never went. And I know my mom really wanted to go. But because she never got the opportunity to go, because of the fact that she had me so young, I was like, fuck it. You're trying to do everything you can to make me, you know, the smartest bitch on the block, the flyest bitch on the block, the you know, eager, ready. Like you're doing everything you can to make sure that I'm having the life I want to have. Oh, I'm going to run. Like I got it. And like I'm saying, adjusting, when I first got here, it was hard. Like, let me tell you, adjusting to a new environment, it seems easy when you take your mind out of it. When you sit back and reflect, oh my God, it's like, damn, a lot of shit really happened. And if you live in the moment, if you're one of those people who could genuinely live in the moment, I'm not talking about you. I understand. For me personally, I live in the moment, but I'm thinking about everything. I'm constantly thinking. So I'm thinking about every single thing. Like, if you've ever watched the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, I genuinely think it's a very good movie because that is how I have my perspective on life. That's how I feel about life. I feel like everything is genuinely happening to you all at once, the past, the present, and the future. In this moment right now, I'm setting stones that are building up my future. Everything I do, everything I say is defining my character, is defining who I am, who I'm going to be. The experiences that are happening to me, what I take from them or what I give to them, they're shaping who I'm going to be in the future, and they reflect who I was in the past. Oh, so it's important. I'm sorry, like that was just really, I like that. Okay, it was really important that you know what you like. And I'm going to keep saying that. It's important that you know what you like. A lot of people ignore what they like and they focus on just what is convenient. You are going to die settling for convenience. Like, I'm sorry, like I know it sucks And I'm going to say this. I know it sucks. One thing about me, I be like, I prefer the easiest things, but sometimes the easiest things are not the easiest things. Do you get what I mean? Like, just because something's easy short term does not mean it's going to be easy long term. A lot of the times it's like you think it's easy, then you're like, okay, wait, this got a little kick to it. This got a little fucking kick to it. It's important that you recognize that. Like, recognize. Because me, like I said, it was an adjustment. I had no idea. I'm like, okay, I'm coming to college. Okay. I gotta go to class every day. Okay, been doing that. Okay. Oh, I just went to a party last night. Now I gotta get up and go to this class. Okay, I'm sitting in the class. Teacher talking. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Then you got the student next to you. She seemed to know everything. Okay, bet. Know everything in the world. So cool. Okay, cool. You ask her for help, she can't explain shit to you. She can't explain shit to you because how is she supposed to? She's not the teacher. This is not her job. She didn't go to school and learn how to teach people. She don't know how to guide you. All she knows is that she know how to do the shit and you don't. All she could do is literally do the shit. And if she do the shit, how you gonna learn the shit? It's like college is an adjustment. As somebody who's used to not needing other people's help, oh my God. Like, I came here and it was just like, okay, yeah, it take a village for real. I know it took a village. I have a very big family. I'm used to it taking a village. I'm thinking I'm gonna come to college. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need a couple people. No, you need you first of all, you need yourself. Before I say any of that other stuff, you don't need nobody more than you need yourself. You need to be straight with yourself, make sure that you're good, and that's the biggest goal. Focus on yourself. Number 1. Number 2, you do need people. And as somebody who likes to be alone, I've realized that it's okay to be alone, but y'all ever wonder why y'all say, well, I don't have fizz no more, so I don't want to hear none of the bullshit. But I did used to have fizz for like a minute. I have fizz, but I don't have that shit no more. Cause that shit messy. I deleted that shit before I left. I said, fuck these people. Y'all too messy. Y'all not finna ruin my break. Hell no. And y'all didn't. But okay, let me shut up. Anyway, but yeah, I'm like, oh, wait, what the fuck was I saying? Fuck, yeah, but yeah, you need people. That's what I'm trying to say. You need people. If you think that you don't need nobody, then you're not living right. I understand everybody want to be so nonchalant and I don't need nobody. And I'm genuinely a firm believer and I'm okay being by myself. I promise you, I have a ball by myself. It's a little awkward at times because it's like you are by yourself in a world where people are supposed to be connected. That's how life is supposed to go. You're supposed to have connections. However, at certain times you need to be alone. It's good for you to have some times where you're by yourself because that's how you focus on yourself. That's how you make sure that you're on track. Make sure that the goals you're setting for yourself are truly your goals and not other people's goals, because the last thing you want to do is be confused. You don't want to be confused about where you're going, because if you're confused about where you're going, then your guide is off. You don't know what you're doing. You're just moving willy-nilly, unintentionally. If you're moving unintentionally or without intention, then you are moving wrong. And do not confuse moving without intention as you're not having fun, because that's another thing. Having fun can be intentional, and I want to push that point. Full stop. You can intentionally be having fun without trying to genuinely escape from something. It is possible to genuinely just want to have a good time because you want to have a good time. Like, there are people out there who are not strictly relying on things to make them feel better. They just like to do those things, and that's okay. Let's not confuse that with addiction, and let's not confuse that with bullshit or just trying to escape. Because a lot of people think that everything is just so black and white. Things be Hispanic. I saw that on Twitter. Sometimes things are not black and white. They're Hispanic. And that's true. They're mixed. It's not always going to be a constant thing where you just always have the right answer. You're going to be impartial on some things. And that's normal. Being impartial is normal, but I think people hate living in that gray area. I'm one of those people. I try to like either be you know, all in or all out. Because I feel like when you live in that impartial, you kind of can miss out on some things. For example, when I did I don't even know when I was gonna say, okay, when I did my internship. When I did my internship, I knew for a fact that when I first started doing it, even though I wasn't getting paid, I was getting experience. It was nice because I wanted to learn more about my Congress. I wanted to know what was going on in the White House. And at the time, I felt very disconnected because I was hearing a lot of things on social media and I was reading a lot of things about it in newspapers, hearing a lot about it from my family members, but I didn't necessarily know what was going on, because when you have people who are giving you a lot of information, it's kind of hard to determine what's real and what's just speculation, because a lot of the time people talk about their opinions as if they're facts. No, it don't be facts, and that's okay, but you have to realize that a lot of people are talking from the state of they just want to make it seem like they know the locks. You don't know the locks. You don't control the traffic. I control the traffic. And that's just that's just what it is. So when I'm doing that, I intentionally knew that even though I was not getting paid, I was still getting something out of that. It's okay to genuinely want to get experience for the sake of wanting to learn. And that's what college genuinely is all about. We're paying them to come here to learn things. We're paying them because we have goals that we're trying to fulfill or, go after. I might cut that part out because that might be a little, I don't know, that may be a little controversial. That may be a little controversial, but yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is that everything takes a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice something so that way you can get what you want. Eventually, I did end up getting paid for that job. I ended up doing it for, how long did I do it for? I ended up doing it for, I think, a year in total. But I'm trying to figure out like how much I did it for before I started getting paid for it. I think I started getting paid after like, I did it during high school. I'm trying to think. I think I did that shit for like 5 months. And then I did it for a summer. Y'all, I don't know. I just know I ended up getting paid eventually. Let's say 6, 7. I did that shit for 6, 7 months and then I started getting paid. I think? I don't know. I really don't know. It's not important. But anyway, yeah. Let's talk about mental health. With spring semester coming up and everybody talking about wintertime depression, well, winter's almost over. So hopefully everybody's, getting out of that. But I just want to say it's important to take care of your mind. When you have these breaks, yes, go outside, turn up, party, shake your ass, be on your head. One thing about me, I'm not knocking nobody's hustle. I love a good hood jam. Don't ever get confused. Don't ever get confused. I always love to party. That's what we're gonna do. If we gotta turn up and shake that ass, that's what we're gonna do. If we gotta drink and do whatever we gotta do, that's what we're gonna do. I love a good time. However, you also have to make sure that you're not doing that for the wrong reasons. Like I said, make sure that you're focused on that mental state, because your mental becomes your physical. What you're thinking, that should end up happening. That should end up happening. If you are stuck in a state in your mind where you are genuinely like, oh my God, like, I don't know, like, what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just, no. Live your life. Make a plan. Baby, one thing about me, I always got a plan. Even if it don't seem like I got a plan, I always got a plan. A plan is always being made. I'm always up to something. Genuinely, I'm always up to something. Don't ever think I'm not up to something, because if you think I'm not up to something, you're already wrong, because I'm up to something. I'm always up to something. Always. And it's... I'm sorry. I'm so fried. Somebody gonna hear that and they gonna be like, yeah, I knew you was plotting. No, I'm not. I promise you. I'm talking about myself. Like, always have a plan. Regardless of what you got going on, you need to always have a plan. So yes, like I said, spring semester is coming up. I know all the baddies want to do amazing. You're trying to get your life together. Maybe if you're not trying to get your life together, if your life already smooth sailing, then you just want to elevate. If you're focused on elevation, shout out to you. Because one thing about me, the seeds, yes, the seeds that I planted last semester, I just want them to blossom. That's what I want. I'm not one of those people who, for the new year, restarts their whole life. I feel like that's pretty self-destructive. Like, I feel like that's not realistic, and I feel like that's not beneficial at all. How is that beneficial, like resetting your whole life? For me personally, I just get rid of the things that I know no longer serve me. Like, not even serve me on some shit like you have to be doing something for me, because it has to be what's beneficial in the long run. A lot of things are fun for the moment, and it's okay to enjoy your moment, but eventually you gotta move on. And that's how it be. Like, every single time the new year comes around, I delete apps that I don't need anymore. I pretty much delete all my conversations, because I kind of like to start on a clean slate with everybody. I don't like to go back to old messages, because I don't really need to. Most of the time, whenever I have something in the messages that I'm supposed to have, I kind of already know it, you get what I mean? Or I can just text and ask for it again. So it's like certain stuff, it just is not important. And if I do need something, I screenshot it. Like, smart shit. You know what I mean? Like, every year is the same routine, and I think it has developed a sense of calm for me around the New Year's. I feel like the New Year's has a bit of like it's like a laid back, stressful energy. Like, everybody is stressed out because they want the next year to be better than the last year. No matter how their year went, everybody's so obsessed with just, constantly being better, 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 better. Not to say that I don't want to be better. I want to be the best version of me, but I feel like, there's no one better than me right now. Like, you got to live in the present. Like I said, everything's happening all at once. So if you're constantly thinking, oh yeah, in the future I'm going to be better, next year I'm going to be better, next year I'm going to be better, you're going to keep having to wait till next year. You know what I mean? Eventually it got to be this year. This got to be the year. Eventually, you think, oh, I'm tripping. I know I'm not tripping. Eventually it got to be this year, and that's okay. But what I'm trying to say, the point I'm trying to make, is that it's important that you set not only goals but intentions. Be intentional about how you're moving. And again, intentional does not mean you're not having fun. You can be intentionally having fun. You can be intentionally having fun, okay? It's okay. You want to go outside, you want to party, you want to drink, you want to twerk on your head, you want to get fucked up, do that shit. Stop thinking that doing that stuff makes you any less of a person. One thing I can't stand is a person who want to compare sins. Oh my God. You all of a sudden, bitch, you're not holy, you suck mad dick. And I love saying that, because it's like, like I said, I say a lot of quotes that don't have anything to relate to what I'm saying, but they genuinely fit the situation. A lot of people want to send shots and hide their hands. Bitch, you judging, huh? But you do, huh? Oh, okay. The fuck? A lot of people think that just because they're doing something that is not as bad, that they're better than you. No, you're still, bitch, we're both sinners. The fuck? And there's nothing, okay, let me not say there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, move with intention. Stop trying to make the same mistakes over and over again. But bitch, we human. Like, I'm sorry. One thing I can't stand is a bitch who wanna act like she holy. Not even a bitch, because niggas is bitches too. And I'm gonna keep saying that niggas is bitches too. Stop acting like bitches are just mad holy. You're not holy. You suck mad dick. You gamble. You do bullshit. If you're doing shit that you're not supposed to be doing, if you drink, if you twerk, if you fuck before marriage, if you do a lot of shit, you're not holy. You suck mad dick. And you cannot judge other people. A lot of people are stuck in this constant repeat of judgment. Everybody want to judge everybody. Bitch, get you some business. Get you something to focus on. Everybody talking about some next year, next year, next year, next year. Oh, this year gonna be your year. Yeah, like I said, if any year gonna be your year, make it this year. If you finna do your big one any year, make it this one. Make your next move your best. Straight up. Make your next move your best. Do whatever you gotta do this year. One thing I am going to keep saying is that it's just like we have nothing but room and opportunity. Like, Nothing but room and opportunity. We need to genuinely start setting some things in motion. Me and my homegirls, baby, motion, plans. But these are things we have been talking about since last year. We didn't start talking about this shit last year. We didn't start talking about this, this year. We didn't start talking about this shit only for the sake of just, throwing some ideas out there. No, you have to move with intention. If you know that you're not going to do something, set it as a future goal. Set your bigger goals for future goals. Don't listen. If you want to start, I'm going to use this as an example. You want to start a business, but you don't know what you want to do. You don't know what you're interested in. You don't know what you like. All you know is you're trying to get some money and you're not trying to work for nobody but yourself. Don't make your goal, I'm going to come up with a business and build it. And make your goal, I'm going to figure out what I like. Like, that could be your future goal. Your future goal could be that. But make your goal right now, I'm going to figure out what I like to do, what makes me feel happy, what's comfortable. A lot of people, they don't want to hear that shit, though. They don't want to hear that, oh my God, what makes you happy? It's not about happy. It's about money. It's about money. I'm going to be so honest with you. It's a lot of people who chase money. I've seen a lot of people hustle their way into a fucking ditch. Dead ass. Like, I'm not even playing. Dead 100%. I've seen people hustle their way into a fucking ditch, like, multiple times. Every time you think that you're gonna hustle, you're going insane. Like, I hustle. I did not like that shit. You fuck no. Hustle. If you find something you genuinely are passionate about, life get different. Why would life not get different for you? It's easier. It's a constant state of flow. You ain't worry about shit about the fact that you are literally in motion. You get what I mean? Like, it don't be no pressure. It don't be no pressure. If you're doing something strictly for the fact of you wanting to get money from it, I don't think it's gonna have the same result. Obviously, I'm not, like I said, intentional. Obviously, the intention is to get paid, but that shouldn't be your only reason for doing something. If it is, hey, like I said, I don't give a fuck what you want to do with your life. If that's what you want to do, if you want to get the money, flip it, that's all you know forever, do that shit. Do that shit. I'm not talking to you then. I'm not here to try to convince you of shit. What I'm saying is, if you find something you genuinely like to do, I feel like you'll end up making more money in the long run because it won't feel like a job. It'll feel like a state of flow. Like I said, I love a flow state. I love when I got a flow state going on, baby. If you come in my life and you trying to disrupt the flow state, I get very mad. Yo, somebody told me before, they was like, your hand movements are very satisfying. And I was like, thank you. It's because I had did a TikTok and I had did some shit like this. And she had commented that shit. And I just think about that shit sometimes when I do things. But it's because I have nice hands. Okay. Okay. I do want to leave off with some mental health advice. I hope that this video was effective. Oh my gosh. Like I said, or like I will say, I'm gonna have some guests on and we're gonna talk about mental health. I think it's important that I try to get as many people as I can to talk about mental health, because I want people to realize that it's okay to not be okay, but with that comes the sense of, like, you have to, keep living your life. Like, don't stop just because you're like, you're stuck in your mind, but also don't overwork yourself because you're stuck in your mind. Don't try to distract yourself. It has to be a happy balance. Working on yourself whilst working on yourself. So yeah, some mental health advice for you from Nashari. Okay, for starters, take care of your mind. Journal, draw, paint, get a hobby. I had a friend of mine give me a bunch of hobbies because she made a girl talk video. Shout out to Tamia. Tamia made a girl talk video, and she's gonna be on here too. But yeah, She made a girl talk video, and I applauded her for her girl talk videos because I feel like every time she says a girl talk, she genuinely drops gems. And I love people who are trying to motivate people to do more. She dropped a bunch of hobbies that she wanted girls to have because she thinks it's important for girls to have more than just their looks or their anything, any one thing to just rely on. It's important that you have a talent, a hobby, or something that is interesting about you. A lot of people are so pressed, and I think she mentioned this in her video. A lot of people are so pressed to be, interested instead of being interesting. A lot of people are just living their lives, and that's okay. That's how life is supposed to be. We're supposed to live our lives, but it's important that you have something to talk about when people ask you, who you are. Because if you don't, it's kind of like, okay, right, 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 okay. um, so yeah, get a hobby, find you something to do, take care of yourself. Another mental health tip, this is not really a mental health tip, this is kind of like a well-being tip. Drink water, drink a lot of water, try to drink as much water as you can. I know we're college students, go to Walmart and get you a pack of water. I think they're like $5. I don't really know how much they cost. Just get one, okay? Get you a pack of waters. What else? They like their kids' asses. What else? um, uh, mental health tips. Ooh. Pay attention to how you are, treating others around you. A great reflection of your mind state is how the people around you are. If you are surrounded by a bunch of people who are just carrying the darkest of energies, then you're probably going to start to attract that too. And, it's important to realize what energy is yours and what energy is other people's, because sometimes there can be like an overlap and there can be a little bit of confusion of like, you are who you hang around. No. Some people have their own brains. A lot of people are stuck in a clique. They're stuck in cliques. All your friends look like you. All your friends only do what one person say. You're in a clique, baby. I know cliques. Trust, I know, and I'm okay. We're good. We could just be individuals. Nope. We can all be ourselves. You got it. But yeah. I guess that's it, Take care of yourself, eat healthy, hang out with your friends, go to a party, shake that ass, bitch. Shake that ass. Like, go out there, go do some shit that just makes you feel like you're a human being and not just strictly living in your head. Get out of your head. You're probably sad because you're living in your head. You can only rethink the past so much. Eventually, you got to let that shit go. And I'm going to be honest, it's going to take time. You're still going to care. You're still going to care about whatever, you got going on. But baby, it's the great lock-in of 2026. You don't have no choice but to keep it pushing. You got to keep it pushing, baby. You got to keep it pushing. Just like, baby, like I said, last semester, an adjustment. I had just new environment, new people, new places, new things, new everything on my own with people I don't know. I never met any of these people before. I'm so confused. It was an adjustment. Yo, get yourself prepared. Lock in quickly, not too quickly, because obviously, everything, like I said, divine timing. But take your time to genuinely get to know your surroundings, get to know yourself, understand how you feel, recognize that, and make sure you're focused. Make sure you're focused genuinely, and make sure you're doing things you like. If you want any advice from me in general in life, is to pour into your hobbies. I have a lot of hobbies, and you need to keep up with a lot of hobbies. Like, not even a hobby doesn't have to be something as strategic as, a lot of stuff. A hobby could genuinely just be watching movies, like a cinephile. Like, That's what they do. They watch a lot of movies. And it doesn't have to be something too complicated either. You don't have to just overexert yourself and think that you have to do what other people are doing for a hobby. If you don't want to journal, don't journal. I don't journal a lot of things because I don't need to. My brain already knows. What most of the time when I'm journaling dumb shit. I'm journaling quotes. I'm scribbling. This is my journal. So I'm gonna do whatever I want to do in here. That's how I feel like a journal should be. I be writing all type of shit in there. I write plans in there, secrets in there, bitch. It's whatever I want it to be. This is my journal. This is my journal. This is my journal. I do whatever I want in there. But yeah. I guess that is genuinely it. I love making these videos. Shout out to episode 10. It's only up from here. You could tell. Yeah, she really thinks she a nigga, don't she? Let me not talk about myself in third person. But I'm sorry, y'all. That's just how, that's how I think. That's how my thoughts sound. Like, it's only up from here, buddy. It's only up. Like, you know? No, okay. All right, thank y'all so much. Please subscribe, like the video, and if you have any opinions that you just feel like are so, they really, really, really need to be shared, hit me, and eventually I'll hit you back, and let's work. I was gonna start off with a trees joke, but let's save that shit for fucking Twitter and Instagram. Let's not bring that to YouTube. I'm watching Babs.